Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Briar Farm. This is Mike and Kelsey. In this video we're going to kind of go through a process of how we've managed halter breaking some of our heifer calves. And this footage, it goes back into the summer, well I guess late summer, early fall, when we weaned some of the calves. This has been a process for a few of them anyway. Some of them are more recent additions. Well, I guess Pippi's the only one in here. Ladybug's in with the bull, so Pippi's the newest. We're gonna put Pippi and Millie on halter and hopefully go through proof of concept of some of these tips that we'll talk about.
Yes, and if you're new to our channel, Pippi is our most recent Dexter heifer calf that we have in here. And Millie is a bottle baby Jersey calf that we picked up this summer. So two very different breeds, two very different temperaments, and you'll get to see how both behave. So, first, in general, whenever you're training any animal, right, you have to be more stubborn than they are, which is sometimes a challenge because some of these girls are very stubborn. So you just kind of have that decided before you even begin to start the process. You're not going to give up because if you do, then they win and you can't train them. The hardest thing to start with is just getting a halter on them in the first place. So having a good way to do that, a place to kind of catch them so you can get it over their heads helps. And also having like a training halter that you can leave on and keep your heifers in a place where you can keep eyes on them. So if anything gets loose or comes off or gets stuck on something, you'll notice right away. Having a well-behaved calf to follow has been a big help to us. So Millie, the Jersey calf, is an angel and she was really very easy to halter train. So having her on a lead, so we'd have like one person leading Millie and then the heifer, the Dexter heifer that we're actually trying to train, we have her follow Millie being led by a second person. So that was actually a huge help because cows are herd animals and they want to follow other cows. And they don't like to lead either unless you happen to be the boss cow. So that was helpful to have a well-mannered calf that already knows the ropes to be the leader. Having a small space to keep your heifers in has also been really beneficial. So when we do need to get a halter on somebody, there she is. When we do need to get a halter on somebody, having a small space where we're not chasing them all over a pasture, that's incredibly valuable. And that's why we keep our heifers in this smaller pen up close to the house, so they're used to seeing us, our touch, our voices, the noises of our family and our dog. That's been really helpful too. All right, so once you finally get a halter on your heifer for the first time or the first several times, you're just going to need to let her figure out that no matter how hard she pulls or how many tricks she does, the halter's not coming off. And when she doesn't pull, the halter's more comfortable. And it'll take them a little time to figure that out, but they will. So having a nice sturdy place you can tie them to, like a fence post, something they can't wrap the rope around, that's really valuable. Many people reward their calves with a treat. That worked really well for Millie, but our Dexters are too spicy and they don't want any treats from us yet, so we'll just work up to it. So treats work for some calves and some calves aren't interested. So after tying, and once they learn that they can't pull on the halter, it doesn't gain them anything, then you can start trying to walk them around. The calves are really strong. So while they're snow pulling and fighting, we found that if we tie them to the tractor and use the tractor to teach them to walk on the halter, that was way easier for us than trying to do it by hand because they're way stronger than we are, even these tiny little Dexters. So walking them with the tractor really helped. So the way we did it was Mike was driving the tractor and then I would follow along behind just to make sure nobody tripped or got tangled or was in any danger. So having two people to do it that way worked really well.
Yeah. Definitely an energy saver.
Yeah, big time. All right, so after, oops, excuse me, Millie. After we walked them with the tractor for a while, we would take them out. You were just so happy to be out. All right, so after walking them with the tractor, when they're kind of tired out and they've gotten most of their anxiety out on the tractor, then we'd take them off and walk them back by hand to the heifer pen. And that seemed to work really well. Cows are creatures of habit, so having a routine and working with them regularly helps. Then they know what to expect, you know what to expect, and you build those expectations. And that really pays off in the long run. So when they're older, like our milk cow Greta, when I just call her name and she sees the halter, she knows, she comes running to meet me at the gate. She'll even stand for me to put the halter on her next to the gate, so I don't even have to open it before she has the halter on. She knows where we're heading to the barn. I probably don't even have to hold the halter. She'd run right to the stanchion. So teaching them good routines is really important. And by the same token, just like you teach your puppies good habits so they're not jumping up on guests when they come to your house, you want to make sure that you're not letting your little calves get away with anything you don't want a grown-up cow to do, like being pushy or rubbing their heads on you or any of that. So with Mike and I both working off-farm, training our heifers has been a weekend project, so I think it's taken us longer than it might if we had time to work with them daily. But it's still been something we've been able to accomplish. Hey, pretty girl. So even if, you know, you only get to do it once or twice a week, it's still frequent enough.
All right, so let's try to do a proof of concept. You leave Millie and I'll take Pippi. We'll take them for a walk here. There, so it worked just as planned. So having one cow that's yeah, so that wasn't too bad. Having one cow that's halter broke and lead broke kind of lead the other one seems to really work well. Why we want to have these cows halter broke? Number one is for potential milking. Like Kelsey said with Greta, just being able to go out and call her to the gate to take her to the stanchion, get them used to that. Moving them around into different pens, having one lead the other is really nice to do. But our eventual goal is for us to sell halter broke, lead broke heifers for homestead families that want to have a family milk cow.
Yeah, our Dexters are dual purpose breed. We want to make sure they can do both purposes, right? Milk and beef. Or oxen. Tri-purpose.
I think Kelsey already said you just have to be more stubborn than they are.
Yes. So if you're not a very stubborn person, start with the Jersey. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and like our videos. It really does make a difference. And stay tuned for more fun on Sweet Briar Farm.